This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlaytimeCares.com. What's up, world? This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlaytimeCares.com. NBA matchup is set for the playoffs, and I'm happy to announce that the Pelicans did make it. They made it to the 8th seed. Western Conference is stacked. It's the hardest conference. I don't even see a possibility of the Eastern Conference even winning the championship unless the Western teams beat up on each other so much to where they just make it to the finals, really injury prone. That's the only way I can really see. I mean, the Eastern Conference is so horrible outside of the Hawks and the Cavaliers, whereas I just don't see the East even being competition. But I'm only going to concentrate on the first round because, as you seen by my NCAA bracket picks, I long term I'm not. I mean, it's just not happening. So let's go with the first round. Of course, I'm going to start off with my fitter brow. You know, my Pelicans versus the Golden State Warriors. Season wise, Golden State beat New Orleans 3-1. New Orleans won the last one, 103-100. Um, you know what? I want to be unbiased in this. Bias me says that this is the upset special and Fitter Brow is going to be in full effect. And I mean, we're going to pull an upset win. Logical me is saying that more than likely they're going to lose in 6 games. Golden State end up winning it in 6 games. They have a lot. I mean, that's a healthy team. I mean, their worst is what David Lee saying that his back hurt. Day to day. But okay. In the West, we'll stick with the West. We'll just do all of the West. You have the Rockets versus the Mavericks. Um, I live in Houston now. Definitely going, hey, bias or not, I would still go with Houston. Dallas is an old team. And I mean, sometimes it goes against you. And man, Dallas have so many injuries. I mean, their injury report is just so long. I mean, the Rockets already beat them 3 games out of one this year anyway. So I don't see, with the addition of Dwight Howard gradually increasing his minutes, I don't see how Dallas will be able to pull this one off. So I think they're going to lose in six. Mavericks will lose in 6 games. I just don't see that happening. Number 3 versus 6 would be the Clippers versus the Spurs. Once again, youth, man. The Clippers are relatively healthy. The Spurs, relatively, just have to rest their people. I mean, there's going to be a lot of ice getting used on San Antonio players throughout this series. That looked like that may be the most exciting matchup, not because of the Spurs themselves. They're kind of a boring team, according to the opinion of a lot of people. They're not really all that exciting. But I think that series might actually go 7 with the Clippers and Doc Rivers, getting the best of, Pop. So I think that's going to be about a 7. That's going to be the 7-game series, and they split the series 2-2 in the regular season. So yeah, I'm hoping that works out. My prediction works out. And then let's see who you got. Number 4 versus number 5. That's the Trailblazers versus the Grizzlies. Easily, I'm going with the Grizzlies on this one. 6 games. I mean, Grizzlies may be ranked lower, but Memphis has been, man, they will just beat you down every game. 6 games, that's over easily. Now you go to the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference is horrible. The first 2 teams are decent, with that being the Hawks and the Cavaliers. But outside of that, I mean, Chicago is too wishy-washy with injuries and things of that nature. But let's go through them. Number 1 would be the Hawks versus the Nets. The Hawks beat them boys every game this season, if memory serves correctly. And only because it's hard to beat a team 8 times in a row in the same season will I give the Nets 1 game. So that's going to be 4-1. The Hawks will win that one. Then I think number 2 versus number 7 is going to be Cavaliers versus the Celtics. That actually was a split series. They went 2-2 against each other. But LeBron in the playoffs, I think Kevin Love is going to settle down. Kyrie Irving, I mean, you just so much talent stacked over there. With the absence of Rondo, with him being in Dallas now, I mean, it's going to be hard for them to actually, with the Cavs going 100, they're going to give everything they have. I see that actually being a 6 game series with the Cavaliers winning that. Number three versus number six would be the Bulls versus the Bucks. That has potential, but not really. The Bulls went 3-1 without Derrick Rose most of the time against them. And so with Derrick Rose actually coming back and he getting his minutes to build up, kind of like Dwight Howard doing over there in Houston, um, I see that being a 5 game series as well. You know, they might be able to get one. And who else you had? You have the Raptors versus the Wizards. I mean, literally, the Wizards is the worst of the worst of the teams that's in the playoffs this year. So I think that will be probably the only sweep that you will have during this playoff first round. And the Raptors did sweep them in the regular series. And I know I say it's hard to beat a team 8 times in a row. Well, I think they only played 3, so I'm going with 7 times in a row. So that's my predictions. Hit me up. Let me know if you think that I'm accurate about my winners. Tell me why not. You know, I'm always eager to hear what you have to say. You know, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's Playtime Cares. Hit me up.